All right, so I'd like to review something with you. When you look at a silicone onlay, it's 2 times the length of pi, which is 6.28 inches long, and it's 4 inches tall. So a lot of my friends in the UK have asked me, well, what do I do when I have a cake that's only 3 inches tall? How do I use the silicone onlay? And so I'd like to show you. Typically, the standard in the United States is a 4-inch cake, but you're going to have cakes of all different sizes. So let's say that we're going to be working with a cake and it's only 3 inches tall. We can use the onlay by just taking a ruler and cutting an actual 3-inch wide strip. So you would just cut the width that you want to apply to the cake, and then go ahead and apply it right onto the onlay and use the onlay as you normally would. So I'm going to take my pounce and I'm just going to lightly rub the top surface. A very light amount of cornstarch has been applied without really affecting the color. That's what I like so much about a pounce. And then I'm going to lay this 3 inches right on my onlay and just lining it up with the bottom. Going to take my fondant smoother, just kind of press it down so it really gets in there. And then we'll be going into the press and turn method here to really make those blades pop through. Now you may notice that I'm using blue fondant this time on a white cake. And I did that so that you can see that it really doesn't matter what color fondant you're using. You're going to see these blades coming through really, really nice. They'll appear just as solid lines. Okay, so I'm going to apply my adhesive. This is, again, 3 parts water. I'm sorry, 3 parts corn syrup. 1 part water. Going to take away the excess. Now, you may feel like, gee, the pattern really hasn't been finished, but look how nice 3 inches comes right to the center of the lantern shape. So you get a repeating beautiful pattern anyway, and that'll happen just about anywhere on this pattern. So I'm going to remove the centers. Going to give it a nice stretch. As you can see, we're only using 3 inches from the bottom up the length of the onlay, and it works just like if you had filled the onlay. So why don't we put that on a cake and see what it looks like. So what I'm going to do is just follow the same procedures that we covered earlier. Just going to line this up on one side, bring it around, rub it onto the cake. Make sure you're hitting the perimeter. And now we're going to take it off and put the ends together. And now you can see how we are applying only a 3-inch height. Now, this is a 4-inch cake. I did that on purpose because I wanted you to see what you could do with a 4-inch cake. You know, you don't always have to cover the entire side of a cake from top to bottom with an onlay pattern. You might want to use it as a really nice border and make it even half as high. Maybe just a little border around the bottom and another one around the top. There's so many different things that you can do with a silicone onlay by using only portions of its height in order to create different decorations on a cake. For my friends out in the UK and Australia and those of you who make really shallow cakes, this is the way to go. So you could still take advantage of an onlay made to American standards, but you can see how it can be adapted just about for any application all around the world.